This is my first stream back in the daytime in so long. The only unfortunate note, it is super gloomy outside, man. Like, it is insanely, crazily gloomy outside. We're gonna wait for a couple people to get in. I'm so excited that we haven't seen the freaking midday chat in so long. And here they come pouring in. Reap was good. Eat was good. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Stanley. I'm doing gusto bien. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I said any of that right. I probably didn't. Mr. Noodle was good. How's it going? I didn't miss the stream this time. Hey, I'm proud of you. It's really because like I finally streamed at a normal time. I'm not gonna lie. McKinley was good. Reese. Reese with the big sub. Thank you so much, Reese. I appreciate you. Sub 7 months streak on them. Sub Stanley, how are you doing? I'm doing fantastic, my dog. I hope you're doing good as well. Dang, big 7 months. Hold on, the year is coming up. I'm not gonna lie. Nah, Reese, the year is coming up. That's actually crazy. Finally, normal timing was good. Jack IRL, Blitz was good. Smoke was good. 2x4 was good. Stan, I'm writing my research proposal for my lab project for next semester. We're looking at the effect of smoking on oral microbiomes. Oh my gosh, I got a spoiler for you. It's horrible. No cap. Nah, that's fire. 2x4. I'm glad to have you back in here. You know what I'm saying? When I sparked up this stream at a regular time, I literally thought of you. So I'm literally glad that you're here. I'll share the research with y'all with paper is written. I'll drop that in the Discord. No cap. You're going to save a couple lives. Logie was good. I do art was good. Yo, Stan, you and Yo-Yo Diamond Gym win. No. Why would you ever wish that on my soul? Do you know what they would do to me in a diamond gym? They're going to put me in a rectangular coffin. I am so okay. I'm so okay. The diamond gym is not for me, and that's okay. Fly Picker, appreciate the first time chat. Stanley finally streaming in at the right time. Fly Picker, how do you know I don't stream at the right time if this is your first time chat? This is literally your first time here. It's literally your first time here. Just came from Stanley Live channel, first time on your stream. Stanley might go. 4X Jenny. I don't know. I'm glitching your name. He's gonna leave. Oh no. Wait. I'm sorry. 4XNG. Please don't. Please don't leave. We need you. I need you. My bills. 4XNG, appreciate the first time chat and welcome to the family. Join the Discord if you haven't, exclamation Discord. I'm not sure if the link is working. If it's not, let me know and I'll drop the link inside of here. Blitz will appreciate the streak. Who else am I missing in here? Caleb was good. Angie, next segment. Okay, yeah, you're right. King Super, appreciate you. Welcome to the chat. Was good. Cax, appreciate the first time chat. You, what's up? First stream. What's good, Gengi? Drea Mentional was good. Okay, now that I got all my what's good out the way, we're going to get into the reactions. I don't got no updates for you. It's December time. You already know what it means. It's lock-in season 2, the absolute maximum. Every inch of doing good that we did last month, we are going to do that way better this month. So we locked. Let's get into the reactions. Let's do some good reactions. Obviously, you guys know we're going to start off with the Minecraft. And then after that, we got some other cool stuff. I got some cool videos today. I'm not going to lie. Some long videos today. No cap. And I'm looking forward to spending them with you. Okay. Dang, I should have brought my water in the room. It's all good. All right. Let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I have gotten so many requests to watch this video. No hook, no intro, just genuine fear of what I'm about to witness right now. And it doesn't help that this footage is foggy and literally outside my window, the weather matches exactly. Today we are watching disturbing Minecraft alpha footage you've never seen. This is from Weefy. Pray for me. Come on, let's get it. Let's go. Welcome back to Stanley Live. Oh.
The clip you just watched
forgot. Hold on. Yeah. I started without the blanket. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'm already knowing I'm gonna need a gang.
Comes from a channel called Old Minecraft Reuploads, a sizable Minecraft channel claiming to re-upload videos from 2010 and 2011. There are only 9 videos, each of which seems totally normal on the surface, but upon a deeper inspection, these 9 videos house one of the most cryptic and unsettling Minecraft mysteries on YouTube. But
no, don't tell me it's one of those things where we don't know. And now there's just some lingering Minecraft fictional ghost that's gonna freaking haunt me after this video. Don't tell me that's what this is, bro. Please, bro.
We have to start at video 1, Minecraft Base Tour. The video begins as normal. It's evidently gameplay from an older alpha version of Minecraft 1.1.2 with some calming music playing while our unnamed protagonist tours
Eve literally all the time. You really just have no control over it. I'm not gonna lie. And naturally, my cope is aside from this, Gunther, you can cut this part out. Aside from literally being like a calm person, I don't really have a cope from it. I'm just genuinely like a calm person. Although my demeanor online is different, but all the time. I'm not gonna lie. You just kind of got to pick it back up, take a second, and then go back at it. No cap, you got it.
his house. Nothing out of the ordinary until we get to the mines. As the player leaves his house, all of a sudden the screen cuts to black. All his items are gone and he only has half a heart left. The video then resumes like nothing happened, but right before it ends, we get this really unsettling scene. Footsteps running towards our player and a flash of blue legs for a singular frame before the video cuts to black. Even more concerning,
I didn't see the leg, and it goes to black?
Added to the game until beta, meaning whatever this is, it could not have been a player, but I'm getting ahead of myself. There are a few more details we should analyze before trying to figure out the story of this video. It's labeled in the description, a file date, September 20th, 2010. Original description, none. And a present day description,
a base that I built when I first started playing. Looking back, it's pretty bad. There weren't even beds yet, so I had to use wool.
No mention of the weird oddities we noticed throughout the video.
I didn't know Minecraft came without beds first.
There are also subtitles, something we don't see at all in the other uploads, but the captions themselves are lacking. At 0:14, we get 0:28, we get and strangest of all, at 1:30, we get you. These subtitles are odd. The first two don't seem to mean anything, but the last one
you. Say it out loud. You. I am you. No. Hold on. I think I'm already on timing, chat. I think I'm already a little bit on timing, chat. I am you. Either that or I'm stupid. Either that or I have mental illnesses. But I really think I'm on point with that one.
Definitely could be significant. Could the you be the entity we see in the last few seconds? Is our protagonist familiar with it? We can't know yet, but it's actually the music that poses the most immediate mystery.
Oh, stop. See, the music be the weirdest parts about these videos, bro.
For that to make any sense, we'll have to revisit it later
Janai was good. Mitsuha was good.
For video 2, the TNT Pawner. This video is really nothing special, and for that reason alone, it might be the most out of place. It's a pretty innocent montage of the creator crafting up gunpowder, TNT, and then bombing the mobs in his world. The only mildly unsettling part is the text that comes
I don't trust him
on screen every now and then, and the questionable choice of music that I can't play for copyright reasons. But barring that, there's nothing to note here. The date in the description places this video at 2 days after the previous video, and this time we have an original message.
The TNT Pawner gets his revenge on the monsters of the night.
And a note from the creator on using Windows Movie Maker. That explains the text. This video doesn't give us much, but it will be helpful later on.
This video makes me feel terrified. It makes me feel like something's looming. He's evil.
When we establish the different characters in the series. Case in point, video number 3, really cool caves in Minecraft. The video begins with a tour of some interesting cave generation. Nothing crazy until 18 seconds into the video where we catch
this dark video. How are you catching anything? Y'all, okay. this is an ongoing thing in my in the community right now. I'll see a screen like this. I'll say I don't see anything. Then y'all will be like, how do y'all not see it? It's right there. This screen is black. I think we can all agree there's literally nothing on this screen. So that way I don't look crazy right now. I see a code. Noodle, I almost banned you. I almost banned you in my chat for lying. There's nothing on here except for the Minecraft Alpha V1 whatever stuff on type. Yeah.
A glimpse of a silhouette. Is it a player? It kind of looks like it, but it's never acknowledged in the video. But this pales in comparison to what happens later on.
Was there something in there? Real. That's so real. That's so real. That's so real. That's so real. It is that good stuff every single time. When something weird happens and they leave the game, oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a real person. This is real. Yo, he got to the menu. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. He got to the menu faster than an overweight person at a restaurant, gang. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yo, he was up out of there, bro.
That's extremely eerie. Footsteps occurring when the player isn't even moving.
And blocks.
Something is in the game with them. The breathing noise is actually an unused sound file that Mojang was planning to add into the game but never did. And from the menu screen, we know that this world is on single player, making the player's silhouette and breathing all the more concerning. Again, we get a date for this file.
And this keeps ending up being a common thing that's happening in these games. Could we figure out why so many people have access to these private worlds? And at this point, if the ghosts are this good, or if the players or whoever this is that keeps cracking into worlds are this good, start robbing banks. You have so much talent that you're not using. If you could hack into Minecraft worlds and solo worlds and get into people's server when they're supposed to be, bro, go to Chase, go behind their firmware and get you some money. You're harassing kids. Like, what are you doing?
4 days after the previous and
baby, what's good?
Description. Really cool and weird cave generation I found in Minecraft. No mention of the oddities. This video, when put together with the first, makes it look like our player might be haunted by some sort of entity. But who and why?
You feel me, Drea?
Video number 4, Minecraft secret tutorial level world, like video 2, is concerningly normal. It's a showcase.
2x4 just typed in my chat. Ironically, Minecraft is, wait, you said, hold on. You said, ironically, Chase is less secure than Minecraft. And yet there's ghosts in every single one of these videos, bro. These Minecraft ghosts could really hit a lick, bro, I'm telling you.
Of the old Minecraft tutorial world. The player explores around, runs around, it's very calm. At 1 minute 10 seconds, we see what might be a creepy creeper behind this door, but looking at the actual world file, it's likely that what we see is just grass.
Yeah.
So, is that it? Is it normal? No. This video actually has the most problems and Easter eggs out of almost any video. You just have to know where to look.
Oh yeah, walking into a cathedral in a scary environment, that's scary 101. You gotta die. Nobody who goes into a cathedral in a scary environment lives to tell the tale. And if they do, someone that they know closely has to have perished. There's no way. It's scary 101.
The description places it a whole month after the previous video, but more importantly, we're introduced to another character, Legend of Anthony 721, who supposedly helped our protagonist get this world working. There's also this randomly placed not sure that I have no idea what the meaning is, but regardless, you might be confused what the strange part of this video is. Well, the Minecraft—
Eve, I really appreciate that. That was such a sweet message. Thank you so much. And I'm happy that I could be that for you. And you're doing your best. You got it.
Tutorial level was a world only released for the console edition of the game. It was never actually available on Java. There would be no reason to call this video secret unless it wasn't meant to be played on Minecraft Alpha. At the time of this video, the play tutorial world button would have been impossible to press. So we can somehow assume that Anthony managed to get his hands on this secret tutorial level world and gave it to his friend, and that's what we're watching. We get more oddities as the video progresses, pauses. The moment our player spawns in, the text in chat weirdly reads "work in progress," almost as if this world wasn't meant to be public yet, which makes sense because it wasn't. And we know that this work in progress is intentional. Take a look at the text fading out animation. The box around the text looks very edited.
Which means that somebody outside of the person we're watching right now had typed that once he entered the world, or did that auto-populate?
In. This text was not part of the game, but something the creator of the video tacked on because they wanted us to catch the glimpse of it. They wanted to make clear that this tutorial world was still a work in progress. And there are more inconsistencies. The Minecraft sign in the video absolutely does not look like the real one in the tutorial.
They got Timu, bro, they got Timu Minecraft signs. I done seen it all. They got Timu Minecraft signs. We done seen it all.
Minecraft sign in the video.
Nah, what is that, bro? I ain't gonna lie, bro. That is not Minecraft. That is your craft, bro. That joke was not made by Mojang. That joke was made by Bojangles. Hey, man, get this bootleg out of here, dog. This is a bad look, bro.
Absolutely does not look like the real one in the tutorial world. Even in the earliest iteration, brown and black sheep wouldn't exist until beta 1.2. Birch trees wouldn't exist until then either. And the powered rails in the minecart system and paintings in the castle are seemingly missing from the world we see in the video. Keep in mind, the footage you're seeing on the left is from the earliest released version of the Minecraft tutorial world, and this actually
and there's just a skull inside a sea, and this is the weird stuff that they be letting get away.
Released version.
Like, that's weird. That's weird.
Of the Minecraft tutorial world. And this actually isn't the only time we've seen unreleased features in these videos. Remember the breathing files from earlier? Even in the first video, we already got a hint of some time manipulation shenanigans. The song that plays over part of the video is Mice on Venus, my favorite of the Minecraft soundtrack, but a song that wasn't added until—
Hey, yo, deal! Hey, yo, deal! Appreciate the raid, family. I hope you had a fantastic stream. My dog, drink some water, hydrate. You done finished entertaining your peoples. I'm glad you dropped by with the raid. Thank you so much, Dill. Appreciate that, family.
For 1.2, later than the version the video creator was playing in. Are these inconsistencies intentional or just mistakes by the ARG creator? Well, obviously there's no way to know for sure, but I think there's just too many inconsistencies for it to be accidental. Somehow, our friend Anthony has access to features that don't exist yet, but we're not even halfway through the series. It's time to talk to Anthony face to face.
What?
The video titled Other is the 5th video on the channel, but the description reveals it's actually the earliest recorded video so far.
So we hear him?
6 days before Minecraft base
We got to hear him?
Consists of
random footage I had lying around of me and a friend chatting in a server, a bit corrupted as you can tell from the quality.
It's in this video that we finally get a name for our protagonist, Gold Mario 982. The conversation is between him and Anthony. The footage itself is corrupted and boring, but the dialogue between the two is very interesting.
I hope you've been doing better.
I haven't gotten better at all, honestly. I still feel like total shit.
Well, still I hope things do get better.
I don't know if it's really that bad, but I'm starting to get worried.
I woo.
And then it cuts off. The final frame of the video is also suspicious. It's not where Mario was when the video was cut. It's a different shot entirely, one with no hearts and no items, similar to the cut in Minecraft Base Tour. The real mystery of this video is obvious though. What happened to Anthony? When I first watched the video, I thought he was sick. I hope you're doing better, I feel awful, I'm starting to get worried, all things that could be said if Anthony was suffering from some sort of illness. But that isn't the only possible explanation. It could be guilt for some reason or another. Maybe Anthony did something bad and is feeling guilty. He doesn't know if what he did was that bad, but he's—
And he on the game? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, if you did something bad to me and you hop on the game, I'm mad at you. It doesn't help. That doesn't help, bro.
starting to get worried. This also
go give your time to like charity or something, bro. I don't want to see you online.
somewhat accounts for the last message Mario begins typing. The I would is almost definitely the start of I would, which implies some sort of recommendation. In my mind at least, it makes more sense that Mario would say this and give advice on what he would do if Anthony had done something bad.
I'm trying to figure out what happened to him though.
And wasn't sure what to do himself, not if he was sick. But with only this evidence, it's too ambiguous to make a clear verdict on what happened to him. But luckily, there are 4 more videos that we can analyze, and these are by far the
one of them's titled For Anthony. Nah, that one's about to hit crazy.
most sinister. The video Minecraft Castle Construction is supposedly from November 3rd, 2010, 4 days after the secret tutorial level world. It should be noted that this video was sent to Gold Mario by Anthony, so the gameplay we are watching comes from Anthony himself. The video starts with Anthony just building a castle as usual, however when he opens his inventory his skin is pitch black. He continues to build, but his attention seems to be fixed on a strange
What's wrong with that? Like why are we looking at that like that was like a negative or something? Like I just ain't appreciate the way you have pointed it out. Kind of sounded like that wasn't the right way, or it was like some type of wrong way about it. I don't know. I'm not. Stop joking.
hole in the corner of his world. When he goes to
He said Anthony a brother now. He went from Anthony to D Anthony. No care.
explore it, he goes into the menu to presumably turn his music off. Since it says save and quit the title, we know this is a single player world, so nothing should be happening while he's paused in the menu. But instead of nothing, we're met with this scene.
No, stop. It's been quiet for too long. Stop. You see how like they got quiet? That wasn't me that paused the video or something. They were literally sitting there quiet for 4 undocumented seconds. I'm not going to let them jump scare me like that. Let's get it back to a nice base. Let's get it back to a nice understanding. Let's take 5 real quick. Let's take 5. Let's take 5. Let's take 5. Boom. How's y'all doing? Okay, cool. I'm glad. Boom, because now I'm about to unpause it and the scary thing's about to come up because they waited. And I'm so cool. I'm so good, bro. I'm so good, bro. Let me grab this, bro. Nah, bro. I'm cool, bro. Like, I'm cool.
The fog creeps up to him.
I was ready to get scared and I got scared by the music. It's okay. That's not bad.
And between the 2 menu buttons, we see a dark silhouette come into frame while block placing sounds are heard. At first, I thought this looked like the arms of a villager, though it may be a name tag over a player head. I'm honestly not sure. But given that he can place blocks, Anthony is definitely not alone in the single player world.
But then you look around and you don't see no blocks.
Is watching him. Unfazed, Anthony explores the hole. He comes across a very man-made looking
this ain't no brother
tunnel, and while exploring further, runs into skeletons.
Oh, come on, bro. They had the skeletons popping out of the fog like they some backup dancers for Usher. Come on, bro. Let's be realistic.
He comes across
Why did they do it like that?
Looking tunnel, and while exploring further, runs.
Look at that. They literally. How is that not scary?
Into skeletons. This may not seem like much, but this is yet another anomaly. The skeletons are holding their bow as a 3D model, something that wouldn't be added to the game until beta. In alpha, when Anthony was playing, it would look like this. But the creepiest part of the video definitely happens when—
Stop! No, the music's going crazy. Are you not hearing the music right now? I'm cool, bruh. And then he talk about the creepiest part happens. Bro, let's relax. I'm gonna go back and I'm probably not gonna watch this part, but I'm gonna leave it on the screen for y'all.
Anthony was playing, it would look like this. But the creepiest part of the video definitely happens when Anthony nears the end of the cave. Again, whatever this is isn't human. It shouldn't be able to.
Let me tell you why that's scary. Nothing in Minecraft, as far as I know, has the ability to pick up speed. So when I hear it, bro, I got so scared that I hurt my neck, bro. The thing is, bro, when I'm really scared, my body does this thing where it like tightens up and I start shaking and I go down. It puts a lot of strain on my neck right here, bro. Anyways, nothing in Minecraft, as far as I know, could go ta 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 ta, and that's what I keep hearing, and it sounds like he getting chased down, bro, and whatever. Okay, let's just watch this freaking video.
To sprint, much less be in a single player world. Anthony pillars out of the hole and seals it off with cobble, returning to his castle.
Whatever is down there is not getting stopped by cobble, bro.
And hiding in the corner on one heart, evidently
NG, if I was any more grown, my heart would have stopped working with these videos.
up. This is likely the same entity that jumped Mario in the first video, stalked him in the cool cave generation video, and watched Anthony while he was changing his settings. But again,
it seems to all come from below the ground, though. I mean, relatively, everything above ground has seemed kind of okay.
why? What does it want? Well, to finally get to the bottom of this mystery, we need to investigate the final 3 videos. The video for Anthony was recorded just 2 days after the encounter. It's from the perspective of Gold Mario opening Anthony's world and exploring it for him. This makes the description all the more ominous. Subscribe. Subscribe? Well, if you're enjoying the video, then please do consider...
Fire. Good transition. I'm not even mad at it. I gotta remember to start doing that in my videos.
Says, this is a comment from modern day Mario, making it all the more creepy. If you're curious how I know this is a Mario POV, note that he's playing on his second world save file, implying he got the world.
Dang, the whole second world is only 9 gigs? Or 9 megabytes, different times. What's good, Domingo?
From Anthony. But for the Spectics, we'll get definitive evidence later in the video.
Prince?
So for now, let's just dig in. Mario spawns exactly where
I'm
Anthony
25.
left off, meaning the world hasn't been open since Anthony's encounter with the entity, meaning everything should all be the same. If you can't see where I'm going with this, everything is not the same.
Oh,
Mario
my
heals back to full
goodness.
health and approaches the hole. He tries to turn his render distance up from tiny, but for some reason, it's stuck. He creeps down the hole until he gets to the key.
No, they're gonna jump scare. They're gonna jump scare. They're gonna jump scare. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna jump scare.
Caves, and boy has this entity been busy. Despite this being a single player world that had no right being modified, sprawling tunnels have been dug on every surface of the cave, some tiny and some massive, and they are everywhere. This is also the first time we see Mario using a red skin. In all the past videos, he's always
Yo, what's up with your terminology, bro? First blackity black. Now you using 2 different color things as a combination. I'm just starting to feel a little weird. I'm starting to feel a little weird, Weefy. Nah, I'm joking.
He's been blue. Maybe it's because he's playing on Anthony's world, although skin changing wouldn't be added for another 2 versions of the game in Alpha 1.2.2. In typical Mario fashion, the climax of this video happens at the end. Mario places a torch, he looks away for a second, the torch is broken, and a cave sound plays. Mario, rightfully frightened, quits the game. Besides this,
I'm not gonna lie, Mario has been the realest nigga we've seen so far. Mario has been the one since we started this video.
This absolutely devious jump scare.
Stop. No, no, I can't do it. 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 I can't. I'm jump scared out right now, bro. I can't do it, bro. It's gonna come up, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm not gonna look for this one. This is y'all's. Y'all hold this down. Hey, chat. Put like reaction emojis for YouTube, since I'm not gonna react to this part. I'm gonna cover my face. Chat, spam reaction emojis like a or something like that, so that way they got like something to see when they get jump scared. Okay.
Devious jump scare. That's all we have to work with. A torch disappearance. Clearly some—
Oh, man, that wasn't even nothing. I asked for that for no reason. I still got scared a little bit.
That's all—
Man, it was just some creepers. Man.
All we have to work with. A torch disappearance. Clearly, something is haunting Anthony's world file. Something that Gold Mario now has to deal with too. We've almost reached the point where we can start analyzing the entire series, but there are still 4 minutes of content left. 2 more final episodes. The video titled Other 2 doesn't have a date. No description, no nothing. Looking at the version in the top left-hand corner, it could be anywhere between August 23rd and September 10th, making it the earliest video in the series. The video begins with a normal—
Wait, so we're going back in time even more?
Caving sequence until it cuts to the scene I showed you at the beginning of the video. The protagonist approaches a wall of fences in the middle of a stone void.
And then we're gonna hear the thing.
The video ends. But not before we get a glimpse of something in the bottom left corner. Some random gibberish then flashes in the text box in the bottom left. This is by far the most forward and cryptic video of the series. The text in the bottom left is a Caesar cipher, a way to decode messages by shifting all—
Bro, Caesar cipher, Caesar salad. Go eat some food or something. Go put some chicken in a pot and whip it up with some lettuce, gang. Caesar cipher left and right, bro. I'm tired of these geniuses wasting resources that is their brain on Minecraft, gang.
The letters a certain number of letters over. So in this case,
Mad
A
Brick
becomes
was good.
N, B becomes O, etc, etc. The decoded message translates to, "You never really were the nicest person, Anthony. Quit lying to yourself." So is the player in the video Anthony? Or is it Mario? There's no way to fully determine who it is that we're watching, although there is considerable proof that it may be Anthony. Take a look at the hotbar in the cave segment of—
Anthony is the only one who has mad meat in his inventory like that. Pause. And I know it sounds like I'm joking, but this dude Anthony has been meated up this whole video. Not for a second did Anthony not have meat crazily on his body this whole video. And I know you guys think I'm joking. Genuinely go back and watch this whole entire video. His inventory is littered with meat. It's crazy.
The video. The tools are all the way on—
Oh, the tools. Yeah, no, right. No. The tools is what gives it away. The tools is what give it. The tools is what give it away.
On the left. The same setup can be seen in Minecraft castle construction, Anthony's POV. All the other videos so far have the tools all the way on the right. That's how Gold Mario organizes his inventory. The only exception is for Anthony, where—
See? You notice how Mario had—
Gold Mario organizes his inventory. The only exception is—
Look at how Mario's inventory is. Nothing in there. Nothing. Look at his chest. Nothing in there. No meat.
Is for Anthony.
Look at Anthony. Hella meat.
Where Gold Mario plays with the tools on the left. But remember, Mario is playing on a world Anthony saved, which explains why the tools are where they are, so we can assume that this video is from Anthony's point of view. That makes the dialogue all the more confusing. Who is insulting Anthony to his face?
Mario got no meat. Alright, can we be serious?
It probably isn't Mario. Is it the mysterious entity from before? What did Anthony do to deserve this? It's clear that he must have done—
It's related to the injury.
Something. doing, something bad, something that he may feel guilty about in Other 1. But as for who this entity is that's seeking revenge on him, that's still an unknown, much less how it has access to features of Minecraft that haven't been released yet, mechanics that shouldn't be possible in the game. The location of this video is also extremely odd. I mean, there's no way you just casually find this in your Minecraft world. It feels silly to just brush over this giant expanse as if it's normal.
Oh, it's his demon. You think it's his self, like internal conflict?
When it's definitely not. This whole fence gate thing could even be symbolic, although that might be pushing it a little. It may not be an actual scene from a Minecraft world, but instead
this idea could be supported by the fact that this has no file date because it wasn't a recording. It was just a symbolic reference of a life event that happened to Anthony.
Instead representative of an event.
Hold on, wait. So wait. So no, Mr. Noodles, you actually might have cooked. No, Mr. Noodles, you actually might have cooked.
In Anthony's life.
Now they're talking about symbolism.
Mind or consciousness. Or maybe it's representative of Anthony being somewhere off limits, somewhere guarded where he shouldn't be. But if there is symbolism in this giant wall of wooden fences, it's lost on me, and I'll leave that to you guys in the comments. But to solve this mystery, there's still one final video to watch. That is, of course, the most recent video, Minecraft Beta 1.1 Mob Grinder, a callback to the TNT Pawner. Yet, unlike that one, this video is anything but normal. It begins with a few seconds of conversation between Mario and Anthony. The conversation shows Mario telling Anthony to delete his world, saying he found something very wrong. This is
and that's all I would need. You don't have to tell me twice when you said that I actually deleted it 5 minutes before you texted me.
Presumably the world where we saw Minecraft castle construction. Yet when the gameplay loads in, something else is amiss. The tools are on the left, and when we catch a glimpse of Mario's skin, it's red. This is Anthony's world. It's Anthony's save file. The I'm going to record might be a reference to this world then instead of the castle, though that video being titled For Anthony makes far more sense in the context of the conversation we just saw. Anthony sends castle and Mario records a video for Anthony, but it could just as well be referencing this world that Anthony just sent Mario. We don't know. The mob grinding continues for almost 2 minutes until the video cuts, and all of a sudden Mario is on 1.5 hearts in the middle of a cave, evidently terrified. He hears a cave noise and some footsteps on dirt. He's on stone, however, so we know something is in the world with him. He runs into the open to find mob drops everywhere. Clearly something must have gone on a killing spree. Panicked, Mario flees into his basement where he shakily gets in a minecart and carts away. When he reaches the end of the track, he burrows into the safe house. It seems empty. Yet the second he turns away, we get...
Oh! No. It's gonna happen. 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 No! Bruh, I don't like that sound. That sound effect, I don't like it. I don't like it. That sound effect has worked on me every single time they have used it. Bro, I don't like it. I can't do it. My body literally can't do that sound effect, gang. Nah, bro. I can't do it. I don't think I could watch. I'm gonna let y'all.
The entity locks him in the room and Mario again runs away, perpetually trying to escape the demon that's following him. There are a few more things to point out here. The most obvious is the length of time that Anthony looked away from the stairs to the time the blocks were placed. The entity crossed this entire distance in a single second. It isn't—
Of course he did! Do you not hear how fast he's moving? The entity is literally moving, and he's there. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, whatever Momo and them was fighting in Don, Turbo Granny, facts or not, chat. Turbo Granny is who he is going up against. I am not gonna lie. Do you hear the quickness every single time? I'm cool, bro. I'm okay, bro.
A regular player. It has complete control over the game. Another potential detail is that this could be the same world we saw in the video Other One. The giant mountains—
He about to lose his balls. Could we ban Drea Menschel for like maybe 15 days, 16 days, something in between that? Yeah, you got to get packed.
we see in that video and the ones we see here for a split second could align, though what that means is up in the air. But most interestingly, the description of this video places it a whole month and a half after the previous. This should immediately be strange. If the conversation Gold Mario and Anthony were having references the For Anthony video, why would they be having it a whole month
don't actually
after
ban
that
her,
experience took place? And we know they're having it now because we can see that Anthony is typing. So what's with the time skip? Are they instead referencing this world? Well, now that we've seen every video, we can try to piece together all the information to form a cohesive story of what we've witnessed. Anthony did something morally wrong, as evidenced from Other Two.
I'm not gonna lie, whatever Anthony did, I'm not even trying to go up against that. What I'm saying is, if he gonna kill him, kill him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all this making him suffer is making me suffer. Do you know how much simpler of a video this would have been for me if it was a murder mystery? Kid passed away playing Minecraft, dang, condolences. And now I don't have to get jump scared, but now I'm sitting here trying to watch how he's trying to stay alive and getting chased down and all that. Nah, bro. If you're gonna off him for what he did.
Thing that he feels really guilty about and he's worried might get worse, as he told Mario in Other One. But what did he do? Did he bully a child and now it's haunting his game? It's plausible, but there's no reason to think that. What the objective facts say is that there's someone in Mario and Anthony's games who shouldn't be there. Someone with unnatural speed and superhuman powers. And moreover, there are features—
Bro, that is so crazy. The fact that he looked away for 2 milliseconds and the thing locked him in is crazy.
Of the game that haven't been released or implemented yet. My theory is that somehow Anthony managed to get his hands on leaked Minecraft game files, work in progress testing of worlds and mechanics that he shared with Mario, stuff in development that wasn't meant for the public to have, hence the off-limits and gated area he's about to break into in Other Two. This is the moment where he steals the files and the guilt begins. He tells Mario that he feels horrible, but unbeknownst to him, there's an entity protecting those versions of Minecraft. An entity that's part of Minecraft, giving it seemingly superhuman powers. An entity that is now haunting his worlds and tormenting him. So he sends it over to Mario to have a look, causing it to invade his game as well. An entity that has never killed either Anthony or Mario, despite leaving them on half a heart many times over. Why? Why doesn't it just kill them? It definitely—
That's what I've been saying!
He has the power to, because it doesn't need to. It just wants to scare them.
It just wants them gone. Oh! It wants them gone because in reality, if they end up dying on the server, it's actually going to be a bigger commotion, and then more people are going to start looking at this server, and what it wants to do is stay hidden. It doesn't want to cause commotion and attention to itself. So therefore, it's trying to scare both of them out of being on the server so that nobody's on here, and then it could become a place that is forgotten about. Okay, that makes more sense. So now it changes from like an entity to more of a protector of secrets almost. I'm not gonna lie.
This entity's purpose is to protect these—
Oh! gosh. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Nah, I love when the video confirms what I'm thinking. I love when the videos confirm what I'm taking, bro. Oh, thinking, bro. Let's go.
Need to. It just wants to scare them. This entity's purpose is to protect these leaked versions of Minecraft and doesn't want Mario and Anthony to be playing them, so it tries to scare them away from the game by stalking them from a distance, leaving them on half a heart, by jump scaring them when they aren't looking, by breaking their torches, killing all the animals around them, breathing in their caves, and chasing them around the world. It wants to scare them away from what they stole. It doesn't want them to play. Hence why Mario tries to get revenge on the mobs in TNT Pawner and the Mob Grinder. He thinks he's against this sort of spirit of Minecraft, so he's striking back against the mobs, against Minecraft itself for revenge, but his efforts are sadly not enough. The entity is too powerful, and it drives Mario and Anthony to keep running away from the game forever, just as it wants them to. But this conclusion is relatively speculative, and there are still many loose ends left to be desired. What does the not sure mean in the description of Minecraft's secret tutorial level world? What is the fence room in Other 2? Why are there month-long breaks between the files, and what is the real point of TNT Pawner? Given that the channel description says videos from 2010 and 2011, yet we only see videos from 2010, it seems like this ARG has been abandoned by the creator. But who knows? We can hope that maybe one day they decide to log back in and finish the ARG. But in the meantime, the case of old Minecraft re-uploads will remain a perpetual mystery. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.
That was genuinely, I know I probably say this after every video, that might have been one of the scariest ones for me. The sound of the entity running and everything was way too much for me to handle. I'm not even joking. But if you guys thought that one was crazy, this video right here is even more crazy, and I guarantee that you guys will like it. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Peace. That one was crazy, bro. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine watching that at night. Oh my gosh. If I would have watched that at night, bro. I would have been cooked, bro. I would have been cooked. Oh my goodness. The YouTube thing, when I point, is for YouTube. It's like for when people watch the video on Stanley Live, not on Twitch. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Anyways, gotta go play football with the homie BRB. Hey, score on them. You feel me? Put on for the community. You know what I mean? I'm used to the vid ending after that outro. NG, you almost left the stream, ain't it? Stan, why don't you stream on YouTube? I want to. Last year, I was really thinking about it, but I feel like right now, and this is just off the top of my mind, really, but I feel like right now, it's a good time to focus on things particularly, like one thing at a time, and not try to force everything into one moment. So I know streaming on YouTube is something that I do want to do. I think True God does that. But at the same time, I feel like having the audience is split right now, and since I already did it on Twitch and stuff like that, I feel like focusing on what I can focus on and then add things later when I have the ability. But realistically, I do want to start streaming on other platforms and stuff like that. And add YouTube in there and get the Stanley Live community over here or on YouTube watching streams and stuff like that. It'd be super cool. But yeah, that's why. Okay, let's get into the next one. Sorry, thinking of an intro. In life, there are so many beautiful things that are created, invented to make our lives easier. But all it takes is a singular human being to ruin that for everybody. Thinking about it just now gets me hot. And today, we're going to go over every single person who has made our lives worse. We are going to be watching a video from the one, the only, the homie. Trust me, bro, things that got banned because one person ruined it. Welcome back to Stanley Live. Come on, let go.
One person ruined it. Things that got banned because one person ruined it for everyone. Last meal larceny. It's no secret that even the worst people on this earth still get the opportunity to have a nice meal before they go.
Right.
The American tradition of offering a last meal to people on death row has been going on for a long time.
Dang, what am I getting on my last meal? Shoot. I'm not gonna lie, for my last meal, I don't even want to go out too crazy. Just get my mom some ingredients, let her cook whatever she wants. Just get literally whatever my mom want. And if it's that time where like my parents or family not around and I just gotta pick something, just give me a Popeyes 12. I'm not even gonna do too much.
However, did you know that in most prisons, last meals are not nearly as customizable or as extravagant as they once were? Let me explain.
Really?
Now, the tradition of a death row last meal is definitely most common in the United States. However, this tradition is actually rather old, predating both the United States itself as well as the entire Christian religion. You see, for thousands of years, across almost every culture in the entire world, it was customary to give those a last meal who were set for death. The reasoning for this in ancient times was rooted in fear, specifically the fear that the spirits of the executed would come back as hungry ghosts if the deceased individual was not properly fed before their execution.
Bro, if I'm hungry, I am not taunting you, bro. I'm gonna be, who got some food on them? I'm not haunting your body if I'm hungry, gang. Just give me some eats, bro.
Alone is kind of hilarious, considering they're more scared that they will come back to haunt them because they were well fed rather than, you know, literally executed. But regardless, it's made its way through history in different civilizations and empires until it got to the modern day. For example, the Greeks would give their soon-to-be executed prisoners a final meal because they believed it was necessary for the dead to cross over into the underworld. And because they didn't want these individuals to return to haunt the overworld, they would give them a proper meal. And not too differently, in ancient Rome,
Mr. Noodle said, boo, I mean Jews. That's funny, Noodle.
They would give not only their criminals, but also gladiators large meals before the days of their fights in case they happened to have an injury or death during the games, ensuring that they crossed over to the other side without
Joe, appreciate the first time chat.
Already, it's kind of seeming like the ticket to heaven is, well, a good meal. Now, focusing back in on the United States, for example, the last meal tradition made its way into the American prison system in the early 1800s.
Okay.
However, this practice was finally formalized by several states in the early 1900s, with different states having their own rules, with Texas being a notable example, specifically because in every state, the rules varied on what the meal could be. Most states that offered a custom last meal had certain rules.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I could have any last meal ever in fiction, either going a sensu bean, so that way when they're like trying to like, you feel me? I just bite on the sensu bean and I'm good. Or like some item like a gum fruit. So like that way I eat it, and then when they try to me, I got like powers and I'm able to like fight back. If I could have any two in the universe, I'm going sensu bean or some type of like devil fruit.
For example, in Florida, your meal could be whatever you wanted as long as the ingredients were purchased locally and didn't cost more than $40. And in Oklahoma, for example, the cost—
What? You're telling me my last meal has a budget on it? What? There's no way. 40 for my last meal? With today's inflation, what am I gonna get? A hot and spicy? Are you, what? There's no way.
This limit is only $25. And in Louisiana, of all places, typically during the last meal, the prison warden will join the prisoner for this last meal, which
I'm not trying to do that.
I could only imagine is a tense dinner. But interestingly, out of all of the—
What? $25 in Oklahoma? Oh my God. No, that don't would get me hot, bro. I would come back and haunt you for that. I would come back and haunt you for that. What are you talking about? Talking about Stanley, yeah, you get a last meal. Yo, I appreciate you. You really ain't have to do that. Hey, I only got $25 for you, though. Oh yeah, you gonna see me every Halloween.
Places that offered a last meal, Texas was notable for being one of the most generous. Prisons would typically offer large requests, not setting extremely harsh budgets on the food. This, I'm sure, was appreciated by inmates on death row. However, it didn't take long for Texas to go from being a generous state to being a state that didn't offer custom last meals at all. And the reason why the state of Texas changed this rule is because of one individual. Now, if you've been watching Trust Me Bro videos for a while, you've probably asked yourself at some point, how does bro come up with these crazy ideas? And honestly, I wish I could tell you where they came from. However, what I can tell you is where you came from, with the help of today's video sponsor, MyHeritage.
Yeah.
With the
WAD, get your money. I'm not even mad at it, gang. Shout out, Trust Me Bro.
For just the DNA kit. I want to give a huge thank you to MyHeritage for sponsoring this video. Lawrence Brewer, like basically everybody on death row, was not a good person. But Lawrence Brewer specifically was notably bad. Without getting too much into graphic detail, the reason why Lawrence Brewer was on death row was because him and 2 other individuals pulled a man named James Byrd Jr. from the back of their truck after brutally assaulting him, dragging him to his death simply because of his skin color. This hate crime and murder fortunately was punished to the fullest degree.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, don't give him no food. And if he does get food, give him black beans, give him black rice, give him black chicken. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, if he get any food, bro, make it the darkest food so he hate it while he gotta eat it.
Although it's extremely disgusting that it even happened in the first place. With that being said, even though Lawrence was on death row, he was still on.
He said give him all the worst black food. No cap, bro. Yo, what's that little, give him clover? Have you guys ever bitten into a clover that's used for food? I don't remember what it's called. Is it a black clover? It's no way it's called a black clover. Those gems taste crazy.
A last meal. And for this meal, he requested something extravagant. And the order goes as follows. 2 fried chicken steaks, a triple patty bacon cheeseburger, a cheese omelet, a bowl of fried okra, a pound of barbecued meat, 3 fajitas, a meat lover's pizza, a pint of ice cream, a slab of peanut butter fudge, and 3 root beers. Surprisingly, the Texas prison system generously honored this rather
I'm just saying, there's no way back in the 1990s, if I killed a white man and I asked for all of that, there's no way they don't give me a quarter of that. No
extravagant request. However, in retaliation, once Lawrence was presented with this food, he didn't take a single bite. He pushed the plates away and simply said, "I'm not hungry." After it became obvious to the prison guards that he was not going to eat, he was taken back to his cell and the food was, I'm assuming, thrown away or potentially eaten by some very
I would have ate it.
Very hungry prison guards. And if that was the case, honestly, I'm just glad it didn't go to waste. Unsurprisingly, once the news broke that not only was this disgusting inmate offered such a generous meal, but he didn't even touch a single bite of it, it didn't only make headlines, but it boiled the blood of prison officials in Texas. And it was because of this stunt by Lawrence Brewer that
then die hungry, no cap.
Texas prison system instantly changed the rules, no longer offering any custom meals to anybody on death row. From when this happened in 2013 until the present day, if you are set for execution in Texas, your final meal is no longer whatever you want. It's whatever the cafeteria has that day. And while this isn't really the most upsetting story considering who this affects, you know, people literally being killed by the government.
Right. Yeah, right. You know what? I appreciate him re-putting that in perspective. These are the worst of the worst of the worst people that we're talking about. I actually really don't care if they get a final meal. So I just forgot the whole plot of this.
Because what they did was so horrible. But it is still a pretty interesting example of one person ruining the last piece of fun people on death row could have. This may seem
if you're on death row, I don't want you having fun. I don't think I want you having fun because you set a school bus on fire while it was coming back from a field trip. I don't want you having fun, so I'm okay with that.
Like a tame start because it literally only affects inmates on death row. And you're right, and that's because this video is only going to get more and more crazy as it goes on.
It gets
crazy,
worse?
I mean affects more and more people. So let's move on. The touchdown shutdown. I love sports. They're fun to play. They're fun to
Hold on, trust me, bro. Hold on, trust me, bro. We might have to do that. And you guys got to understand, you guys don't see things the way I see it.
More people. So let's move on.
Look.
The touchdown shutdown.
Look at the first sport he uses as an example when he says, I love sports. Look.
I love sports. They're fun to play.
First thing he hooping. Trust me, bro. Show me something.
They're fun to watch. They're fun to learn about. All around, sports are just a great thing that bring people together. But admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan of professional sports. I just don't watch it a lot. But when I do watch professional sports, one of my favorite parts of it are the extracurriculars. You know, fights in hockey, trash talk in the NBA, the hilarious flops in soccer.
Hold on, trust me, bro. You might have some soul in you. Hold on, trust me, bro. Come on now. You might have a little bit of that soul in you. Hold on, bro. You liking the right parts.
Time shows, and of course, touchdown celebrations. But did you know that in American football specifically...
Did Nightbot just said, nigga, I'm eating? No, deadass. Am I stupid, or did Nightbot say, nigga, I'm eating? How is that? How? I always knew I rock with Nightbot, man. I always knew I rock with Nightbot. Chat Nightbot was good, boy. I feel it. Ganging on. Ganging on, bro. I always knew Nightbot was solid, bro. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew
it. It was
it.
a touchdown celebration that was so prolific that it actually got banned from the entire NFL. Well, if you do, you're going to hear about it again.
Okay.
But if you didn't, let me tell you a crazy story.
Talk to me.
If you're a fan of American football, then the name Jimmy Graham is
bald.
probably not unknown to you. Jimmy was born in 1986 in Goldsboro, North Carolina, and was drafted into the NFL in 2010 by the New Orleans Saints. Throughout his career, Jimmy played for the New Orleans Saints, the Seattle Seahawks, the Green Bay Packers, and even the Chicago Bears. And during his football career, he was not only known for his athletic ability, but also his unique touchdown.
Oh, bro, I wish they would add this back. I hear about this all the time. This is such a good Sally, bro. This is a good celebration. Jolly was
good. The
good.
most iconic being his football dunk on the goalpost. In case you're unfamiliar, almost every time Jimmy would get a touchdown, he would literally take the ball, run into the goalpost, and dunk it over the post, essentially like he was dunking a basketball. This, admittedly, was pretty badass looking, although it came with consequences because he was doing it so much, and it looked so cool that the NFL decided that no one man could have all that aura. I'm totally not. If you look at this clip right here, you can see that after he dunks the ball, he literally bent the goalpost. And this wasn't an uncommon occurrence. Obviously, when one of the most foundational components of a sports field is, well, broken or at least misaligned, it has to be fixed instantly for the games to continue. And in the case of the goalpost being fixed after a dunk, these fixes were known to pause the game for anywhere from—
I feel like just make stronger goalposts. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure of a company. You telling me we can't dunk on field goals? Make stronger field goals, bro. It is not that hard. I can't imagine it's that hard. I can't imagine it's that hard. I get it. Maybe it might change a little bit of a fundamentals because the uprights and when they hit the ball, it has a certain amount of ricochet that's been there for years, and they don't want to change that so people don't have less or more of a chance of getting their field goals adjusted. I get the idea. Make a stronger base. Make a stronger base. This is, nah, man, they could do that, bro.
2 to 20 minutes. And while these delays may seem minor, when you're talking about professional, live, televised sports, anything that throws off the schedule to that degree that isn't planned for is a major headache for networks, advertisers, and the league in general. It was for this destructive reason that the NFL ended up banning the dunk on the field goal, which, in my opinion, kind of solidified this move as one of the coolest touchdown celebrations ever, even though it was pretty disruptive and I'm sure really annoying for people actually working the game and probably even watching too. And while this is once again more of a niche rule that doesn't affect too many people, I would definitely argue it at least affects more people and likely also had a trickle-down effect. Because imagine if you were growing up watching Jimmy Graham play football and your goal was to grow up playing the NFL and dunk yourself. If that was your goal in life and then you—
If that was your goal, go hoop. If that was your goal, if that's what got you to the NFL, you should have been in the NBA.
Heard that dunking was banned, you probably just had one of your biggest dreams crushed. And while sure, you could probably dunk in amateur leagues, if the goalpost is being bent in the NFL, I can only imagine what would happen if you're dunking on amateur league nets. And I wouldn't be surprised if people dunking at home injured themselves or broke goalposts altogether. But yeah, Jimmy Graham not only made his own touchdown celebration, but used it so much he got it banned. And well, the rest is history. The sushi situation. I've never been to Japan, but it's definitely—
Oh, please don't be something like puffer fish or something like that.
Extremely high on my bucket list of places I want to go.
Same.
The culture is so cool, the landscapes are beautiful, and the technology is just interesting.
Vibes.
Obviously, here in the Western world, we enjoy a lot of Japanese technology. But over in Japan, they're still gatekeeping some of their coolest stuff for themselves.
Right.
Most notably, in my opinion, the food conveyor belt. Honestly,
I gotta try it. Got to.
I couldn't even tell you where I first saw or heard of this, but I just remember seeing people sitting at a restaurant and food coming to them on a conveyor belt and just being so enamored by it. Initially, I questioned why Golden Corral didn't get this instantly, but then I thought to myself, well, if
Dang, is there a Golden Corral next to— Yo, if there's a Golden Corral next to me, I'm going to Golden Corral today. No, dead serious. If there's a Golden Corral next to me, I'm going to Golden Corral today. Golden Corral near me. We're going to Golden Corral today, boys. Ah! Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm about to go in there and tear up a mean one. I ain't gonna cap, bro.
Corral had this. They would probably have to install wider doors so people could leave. But focusing back on the point, these food conveyor belts are relatively popular across Japan. However, in one popular sushi chain in the Gifu Prefecture in Japan, the conveyor belt was not only canceled but replaced with a cartoon version, all because of the acts of one individual. It was a regular day near the beginning of 2023. People were
Dang, it just got canceled? No, say
enjoying
you
their
swear.
food at a Shushiro restaurant in Japan. This restaurant obviously was known for its conveyor belt system. However, on this now infamous day, a 17-year-old boy walked into the Sushiro restaurant and sat at a table. During his stay, he had the very dull idea to film himself licking soy sauce bottles and teacups and even sushi in
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, man. Yo, the shorty who went to the store and licked ice cream, and then this dude with the licking the bottles, and everybody keep their mouths to themselves. Yo, this is the most blatant, like, my brain didn't evolve past 3 years old thing to do. This is so dumb, and they do it for views. They do it for content. This is late. Like, oh my gosh, you couldn't be my homie. I would put hands on you. You couldn't, like, this could never happen around me because I would put hands on you. I would literally have to yoke you up.
Putting them back on plates, sending them down the conveyor belt for other people to have. Now, this disgusting
This is a lawsuit. Like, they got sued for this. There's no way.
Video went viral, and seemingly overnight, this video had over 40 million views and was being posted on news outlets everywhere, seemingly exposing the vulnerability of this honor-based system. You know, having the honor to not mess with other people's food. To some, this instance may be considered a prank. However, the Japanese government and the restaurant chain did not see it that way at all. And this incident was actually dubbed sushi terrorism because of how seriously it was taken by Japanese officials. Because of the widespread outrage that was caused by this viral video, action was taken by both the police and the company that owned Shushiro. The boy that did this food licking was arrested, but on top of being arrested by the police, he was also sued by Shushiro for over
I told y'all, that's suable offense. Yes, thank goodness.
$480,000 US in damages. And while being sued for nearly $500,000 may seem steep for licking some food, you have to understand that A, that's unacceptable and just disgusting, and could be a health hazard if this individual had diseases. But even still, this video going viral was detrimental for the restaurant itself and ended up causing the Shushiro restaurant chain nearly 16 billion yen in market value. Simply because people saw this video, got grossed out, and decided they wouldn't be returning anytime soon. But not only did the company lose money because people were simply not going, the stock value of this company also dropped massively because investors were speculating about how the company can recover from such a PR disaster. And because the stock for the parent company that owned Shushiro tanked, Shushiro acted quickly and seemingly overnight replaced all of their real conveyor belts with real food with digital conveyor belts that had digital food that you can click on to order foods, but gone were the days where real food would just pass you by. And honestly,
and the thing is, it's such a cool concept because they got the ability to show off the real food pass you by, and while you're sitting there eating yours, you could look at something and be like, dang, that looks good, what is that? And then you could see it a live menu. Oh my gosh, he sucks, bro.
Fortunate that one person ruined it for everybody. Although there is an argument to be made that while this dumb prank was disgusting, it also did expose a vulnerability that could have had worse consequences if somebody...
For sure, and the thing is, everything has vulnerabilities. It's just how much can you bank on humanity to not abuse those vulnerabilities? Because you could find vulnerability in everything. You get what I'm saying? And I do think it exposed it, and that's great. You know what I'm saying? I'll say it exposed it, and that's great in the sense of now that that's happened, they've created a more safe environment. But man, would I have loved for them to create a more safe environment that doesn't destroy the company and doesn't completely get rid of their initial, like, marketing strategy. because I liked it.
More devious, wanted to expose it. But what do you guys think? Feel free to pause quickly and comment, but I'm gonna move on. The Tylenol tragedy. If you're somebody with an active Netflix subscription and a fan of true crime, then you very likely saw the documentary recently released about the Tylenol murders. This documentary was both interesting and also shocking, because as somebody who was born nearly 20 years after the Tylenol murder event took place, it's really quite crazy to try to imagine what a medicine bottle would look like without tamper-proof protection. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what the Tylenol murders are, they're actually rather mysterious. And to sum it up rather briefly, from September to October in 1982, there was a string of at least 7 deaths that were attributed to a mass poisoning of Tylenol extra strength pills.
Wow.
This event was extremely unfortunate and killed both men, women, and children. And one of the saddest parts—
I know we're talking about how Tylenol extra strength killed men and children and women. That don't save me. Yo, Tylenol extra strength is the truth. Here's the thing, bro. I don't like taking pills. I hate it. I don't like doing it, bro. I really believe in my Haitian blood cells. But at the same time, I'm not stupid, right? And because of that, bro, whenever I get like to a place where like I'm really dying, pop an extra strength. Oh my gosh, I feel no, like, bro, I pop an extra strength and I turn it like I got no enemies, gang. It's the truth. And especially because I don't like taking many pills. One extra strength, bro, gets me right, and then I don't have to take pills for like the rest of the day. Like I literally just need one of them. But don't listen to me. Listen to your healthcare providers about how to take medicine. I am one person and my body works one way, and it may not work the same for you. So listen to your medical advisors. Don't listen to me.
Parts about this entire situation is that not only was nobody ever caught and convicted for this mass poisoning due to the fact that it made major headlines, also inspired other lunatics to poison other medicine bottles across the country. That's about all the detail I'm going to go into in regards to the murder specifically, primarily because next week I'm posting my part 2 to my Killers on the Loose video. And all I'm going to say is the Tylenol murders may make an appearance on that list. So if you're waiting for part 2 to my now fastest growing video, well, tune in next week. But focusing back in on the aftermath of this extremely upsetting situation. What happened and what did somebody ruin for everybody? Well, as I mentioned earlier, when these murders took place in 1982, medicine bottles had nowhere near the precautions they have today, largely because of this event. But the aftermath of these murders wasn't just 7 innocent people dead and Tylenol now having to put a few extra steps in the process of opening a bottle. As I already stated, when this story hit the mainstream, it not only inspired copycats, but terrorized the entire nation, as now anything seemed like it could have been potentially contaminated. And if you're somebody who experiences contamination OCD, I can only imagine that this would be a living nightmare. During the time that these
it's kind of like how, you know what it's like? It's kind of how like when the 19 dropped, you know what I mean? When the 19 dropped, it put the world on notice about how dirty they were being. Like, it put the world on notice. Like, you see people who never had any type of wipes or napkins in their car finally have napkins or wipes in their car. You seen people who always touching doorknobs start using like the back of their hand or walk into stuff to push open doors. Like, it put a lot of people on notice, and then the world kind of never became the same again. Like, people have genuinely gotten cleaner because 19 happened. No cap. It genuinely became something that, like, although horrible, literally created more cleanly individuals.
Murders took place, Tylenol had a 35% market share when it comes to over-the-counter pain medication.
Can you still not say it? I think you can. I just don't want to risk it. We are, what is this? Hold on. We are 24 minutes into this recording. I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I lose this video to a yellow mark.
But after the murders took place, that market share dropped from 35% to 8%. And it took a lot of action from Tylenol to rebuild that trust among the community. And while these murders were undoubtedly tragic, there was at least a positive outcome out of these nearly unthinkable actions. That positive outcome, of course, being A, accountability from pharmaceutical companies, and also widespread reform. For example, as soon as this crisis took place, Johnson & Johnson, the company that owns Tylenol, issued a massive recall, essentially taking over $100 million worth of product off shelves across the nation. On top of this, Johnson & Johnson established a strong relationship.
They definitely saved their company by taking off $100 million.
with the Chicago Police Department, where the murders took place, to further be involved in the investigation. And on top of this, they also formed stronger bonds with the FBI and the FDA. All of these relationships were formed with the hope of finding the person who laced the Tylenol tablets that ended up killing innocent people. But of course, the most notable outcome that came out of this entire tragedy was the development and implementation of tamper-resistant packaging, most notably being induction seals. You know, the things that are really annoying to peel off every time you open basically anything nowadays. This tamper-resistant packaging became more or less of an industry standard, and that is a genuinely positive outcome. Although it's upsetting that it took such tragedy for this seemingly simple implementation to be, well, implemented. But that's just on the Johnson & Johnson side. On the governmental side, product tampering was made an official crime to further prevent any actions even remotely similar to the Tylenol murders. And on top of both of these beneficial changes, the FDA also introduced more stringent regulations when it comes to filled capsules instead of powder pressed tablets to help further prevent product tampering. And it was with all of these positive changes, and I'm sure millions, if not billions spent in PR, Tylenol's market share was able to return in only a year's time, which is rather impressive. But to circle this back to the entire point of this video, things that got banned because one person ruined it, let's dissect this a bit. What was technically banned in this situation? Well, I guess product tampering and, well, unsealed pill bottles. And while those are things that are definitely not beneficial, the reason why I wanted to talk about this specifically was because, well, nothing was really banned per se besides things that already should have been banned. But I wanted to talk about it because one person definitely ruined something for everybody. That being basically the trust of people to not mess with products on shelves, causing almost...
What he didn't ruin physically, he ruined emotionally and feeling-wise, like in the sense of now people have a sense of doubt whenever they're touching these products. And that lasted on the nation forever.
Everything nowadays to be sealed for your safety. Or at least that's what they say. And ultimately, I do think this was a beneficial change, although it is kind of upsetting why it is required. But just so this video technically fits the theme, the thing that was banned was, yeah, you can't sell pharmaceuticals without having a tamper-proof seal. But in case you want more of an example of ruining for everybody, although it wasn't banned, in that Halloween that followed the Tylenol murders in October of 1982, because people were so paranoid about the recently poisoned Tylenol, people were extremely suspicious of poisoned candy, which is why in Halloween of 1982, it was reported that Halloween attendance across the country was at an all-time low. And grocery stores even reported that candy sales were down over 20% compared to previous years, which honestly, I believe is a valid fear. And is just another upsetting example of how one person's actions can affect, well, an entire nation. The mustache must go. I wish I had a better transition, but you know how I just talked about one person's actions affecting an entire country? Well, now we're gonna discuss how one person's actions affected, well, the entire world. Look at this image right here. What is the first thing when you think of when you see this piece of facial hair? Did you say famous, beloved comedian Charlie Chaplin? Well, I'm sure a few of you little hipsters did.
To be fair, this is just a bad look, though. This is just a bad look, though. Like, it's literally just a bad look, though.
But I would say the overwhelming majority of you instantly thought of Adolf Hitler when you saw this mustache. And I would bet on you that you don't even know the name of this mustache. If you ever had to refer to this mustache, you would call it a Hitler mustache, which just goes to prove how synonymous this mustache is with the evil dictator from Nazi Germany. The traditional name of this mustache is known as a toothbrush mustache, and it's a small, narrow style of mustache that just sits on the center of your upper lip. And as I mentioned, before it gained popularity in, well, politics, it was popular among normal people as well as comedy legends, such as Charlie Chaplin and Oliver Hardy. But if you try to sport this mustache yourself, well, nobody's gonna say, hey, nice Charlie Chaplin mustache. And it was for this reason that this facial hair was more or less retired. Admittedly, the toothbrush mustache, at least to my knowledge, was never formally outright banned.
And I'm not mad at it.
But I would definitely say socially, this mustache was definitely banned, although that doesn't mean that there was attempts to bring it back. Probably the most infamous example of somebody sporting a toothbrush mustache in the more modern era is Michael Jordan, of all people. And you've just got to ask yourself, if anybody can bring back a piece of culturally banned facial hair, it has to be basketball legend Michael Jordan, right? But unfortunately, he was not powerful enough to overcome the stigma of the mustache. And it was for this reason that even he himself faced controversy for sporting this mustache that, in my opinion, didn't really resemble a Hitler mustache too much because...
Yeah, I was gonna say, I never compared that to that, you know? As someone who's like a big Bron supporter and looks for any reason to really take a hit at MJ if I needed to, this is not one of those moments. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. Here's the thing though, still a chopped mustache. overly chopped mustache.
Also had a little bit of a goatee thing going on. And also there's some other glaring differences between him and Hitler. Mainly the haircut. I think it's just the haircut. But regardless, not only did he decide to have this mustache, but he also rocked it in a legit commercial. And I guess nobody on set just told him to not do that. But, you know, it's Michael Jordan in his prime. I wouldn't either.
I just think that might have been
But yeah, even Michael Jordan couldn't.
I think that's just the only hair, like, the only version of a mustache he could, like, make.
Have a mustache that even loosely resembled the toothbrush mustache, simply because the stigma is just so bad. And I guess rightfully so. Although it is a bit unfortunate because the mustache didn't do anything. It was the man wearing the mustache.
Right.
But in case something being socially
but it's
banned
still an ugly mustache, so I'm okay with it.
Isn't enough for you? Well, there's also a plethora of things that are actually banned due to the actions of Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
One of the more interesting bans is the fact that several countries have actually outright banned naming yourself or your child Adolf Hitler. For example, in Germany, Malaysia, Mexico, and New Zealand, it is all illegal to be named Adolf Hitler, which I think is understandable. But I think potentially more interesting is that
like, why? Literally, why?
In some U.S. states, it is also prohibited to be named Adolf, although this isn't federally enforced and it's on a state-by-state basis. And another rather unfortunate byproduct of the entire, well, Nazi thing, besides all of the obvious war crimes and acts against
lots of mega
humanity,
gaming,
is the fact that Hitler not only stole the swastika from Hinduism, but essentially tarnished the symbol forever.
Oh yeah, that was a big thing.
You see, I think it's relatively common knowledge now that the swastika doesn't originate with the Nazi Party. It actually originates in Hindu culture. In some Hindu cultures, the swastika can either mean prosperity and good luck, or being conducive to
It's crazy because even as he's telling me this, my body's just like, that's not what it means.
Well-being. And it's a generally positive symbol. However, when the Nazis appropriated the symbol and used it to, well, represent one of the worst regimes to ever exist in modern, if not all of history, the symbol that they appropriated was essentially tarnished forever. Which is unfortunate because there has been some viral videos online of some uneducated person with a camera berating an Indian person for being a Nazi, when in reality, that's not the case at all. Beyond these few more lighter-hearted examples, there's a lot of other things that were outright banned due to the actions of Adolf Hitler. Although, for the sake of this video being a little bit more lighthearted, I want to discuss some that were not as, well, straight up depressing. And just to quickly save this video from getting too dark, I just wanted to say, by the time you're watching this video, we probably hit 1 million subscribers. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the love and support on the entire channel.
Crazy.
If you like my content and like what I do on this channel, please consider subscribing. We are no longer on the road to 1 million, we are on the road to 2 million. And if we're being honest, 10 million. At least that's the goal for now. YouTube does tell me that nearly 7...
Congratulations,
because I love making videos are more privy than ever. And that's because businesses and individuals have been scamming people since the beginning of time. If you don't believe me, watch my video about scams in every time period. But with that being said, with people being more and more skeptical, businesses have had to come up with ways to convince customers that not only are they not being scammed, but if they are unhappy with their purchase, the business will take care of them. And it was for this reason that the satisfaction guarantee was established. The satisfaction guarantee is not necessarily a formal or governmental rule, it's essentially just a marketing trend and a company policy that kind of took off across corporate America. And honestly, it's a positive one that's in the consumer's favor. Now, I don't know about you, but every time I hear satisfaction guaranteed or refunds with no questions asked, I always am a bit skeptical. Although I've
because I'm like, how do you even gauge satisfaction?
Never really taken up any brands on this besides, well, you know, the basic refund. But I may be more of a rare breed here because I think some people get their fair use out of satisfaction guaranteed. And in the case I'm about to discuss, some people, unfortunately, well, abuse this system and ruin it for everyone. Unfortunately, there is no shortage of people abusing systems that are meant to help people and just offer fairness to all. And those people, I can confidently say, suck. And while to this day, satisfaction guarantees are still offered widely, I do want to discuss one example where somebody's selfish behavior revoked the consumer rights of a lot of customers from a specific brand. The brand in question is LL Bean. LL Bean is a famous clothing company.
I know LL Bean. That's like, LL Bean is like, LL Bean at one point was quite literally Caucasian people's Louis Vuitton. Like, and obviously I know Caucasians shop at Louis too, but I'm saying like what it was to them is like upper echelon class. Yo, you had to have these LL Beans. It meant something. Like, I know it. Time guarantee that it's offered for a long time on most of its clothes. The company took pride in this guarantee and used it as a symbol of the company's commitment to their product quality and overall customer satisfaction. And that, in my opinion, is noble. But as we learned in the first section of this video, no good deed goes unpunished. And just like somebody on death row exploiting a generous Texas prison, somebody buying jeans is gonna exploit a customer satisfaction policy. So here's the deal. For the longest time, LL Bean had one of
of the best lifetime guarantees possible, and it actually went on for decades. How it worked is customers could return any LL Bean product at any time to any location for a full refund. It didn't matter how old or how worn the garment was. If you had an LL Bean garment and you were no longer satisfied with it, you could take it to any LL Bean store to have it replaced. And in my opinion, that system is so cool. But of course, people had to ruin it. And in the case of LL Bean, they in 2018 made a statement and officially changed their policy. They essentially ended and revoked the lifetime guarantee on most of their products, limiting it to the standard return within a year if you have a proof of purchase. The 1-year return compared to the 30-day return is still generous, but it's a massive shift from what they originally had. And LL Bean even said themselves that the reason that they ended this program was due to a pattern of abuse of a small group of people, and they could no longer enable this behavior. Now, with that being said, LL Bean never pursued any legal actions or dropped any specific customer names, although they did make it known that people were abusing their generosity, and for that reason, they had to make some changes.
And that's what sucks. That's what all of this is literally coming down to. People will have something, they'll abuse it negatively, and then a majority of people have to suffer for the small group of people.
This is definitely one of the more lighter examples we've discussed in this video, but it's definitely something that affects probably the most of us. And to me, it's truly just upsetting how one person or a small group of people can truly ruin a good thing for everybody. And I know it's easy at this point to get nihilistic and pessimistic and lose faith in humanity, but understand that it only is a small group of people doing it. And while it sucks that good things are being ruined, most people aren't doing these awful things. But I guess if we've learned anything from this video, all it takes is one. But speaking of one, if you enjoyed this video and want to watch one more Trust Me Bro video, check out the video on screen right now.
Trust me, bro, man. That was a fire video. If you guys enjoyed the video, just like he was saying, click this video right here and watch more videos. Don't do dumb things that ban people from being able to enjoy what they enjoy. Let's just be a good community. Let's show love. Let's show courtesy. Let's show the opposite of selfishness. Amen. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. With that being said, goodbye, peace. Click this one. Bye. Fire video. I feel like that's literally what all of these are, is people who take advantage of something without thinking about the person after them. You get what I'm saying? Let's see.
Okay, so today we're gonna...
My goodness. Yeah, it is. Okay. Comedy is something that we enjoy on this channel. Folks love act. We watched a different dude the other day, Trey Rags, and today another person has came across the desk of Stanley Live, and we'll be reacting to Speed McQueen and his shorts. So the first one that we're gonna get into is Sue. I'm assuming this is a Ronaldo one. Let's get into it. Let go. Let me move this actually over here. Like this, like these. This is actually kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie. Like, bow. That's good. That's gas. And then let's move you guys right here. Let's move you guys right here. Let's move you guys right here like these. There we go. All right, let's go. Let's get into it.
Muchas gracias, afición. Este para vosotros.
Is this what it's like when y'all be playing FIFA? Because that's not what it's like for me. This one is called Wrapping Presents. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually kind of nice at wrapping presents. Here's the thing though, right? I'm good at wrapping presents, but it takes me a while to warm up. My first gift is never gonna look like my last gift. And that first gift is gonna look like I wrapped it with my toes. But other than that, I promise I am fantastic at wrapping gifts. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm not saying that's gonna be me when I'm a dad, but when I become a dad, I am gonna start getting to bag age. You get what I'm saying? Bag, little stuffing stuff on top of it, you mean? And throw it in the bag, you know what I mean? Don't you? I love when I get in that flow state and I don't even gotta measure nothing no more. That is horrible. That might be as bad as it get. Wait for it. Why do I feel like I'm gonna get jump scared? Stop. The video's a loop. The video's a loop. The video's a loop. It's a loop. It's a loop. Ah.
From the screen. From the screen to the ring to the pen to the king. Where's my from the screen to the ring to the pen to the king. Where's my from the
no way they made a turtleneckless bench for the parapleged. Why wouldn't they just like put it off to the side though? Like why wouldn't they just connect this like why wouldn't they just connect this right here and just take off the side though? You feel me? I mean, it's cool. I mean
Hola. Hola. Hola, señorita.
Hola.
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 Hola. Hola.
What are we trying to match it?
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Nah, English can't be that bad.
Seen my...
POV, you have a sibling.
Is that Starbucks? Nice.
Bro, for me, that's POV. I have a mom. Bro, when I tell you me and my mom are so the same human. If she but here's the thing though, I can never complain about it because I do the same thing to her. If my mom brings something home, gang, oh, what's that? Because the thing about me, bro, I don't really like sweets like that. I mess with sweets, but I don't really like sweets like that. But what I love is some pastries. I love a pastry, gang. And because of that, whenever my mom brings home a pastry, she also loves pastries. I'm on it. I'm on it. And then whenever I bring home a pastry, she on it. She on it. And I can never complain, bro. That's me and my mom, bro.
Hey, have you seen my... Ooh.
That's a funny one.
Hey, have you seen my...
POV, having dinner with your Muslim friend, that's haram? Haram? I don't know how to say it. Haram? I make croissants in the morning, Yelena. You know how to make croissants? Oh my gosh, croissants are so fire. I'm shipping? Hold on, we might have to get in contact. Nah, eating the food in the prayer is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. What is your go-to? Can we have a real serious conversation? It's happened, right? You sit down, you ain't expect somebody to pray, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Christian, whether they're anything else, and you got the food in your mouth. What is your go-to right there? Me personally, I'm a, and I just hold it, bro. I just hold it. I'm not gonna lie. You eat it? Nah, y'all are crazy. Nah, that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I be sitting there, and then I'll wait till it's done, bro. And then, you know, the bite never the same after that, but I just hold it. If you take so long, you're not gonna wait.
67
What would you do?
$1 million or glasses? Too easy. Oh!
Oops, sorry.
Bro, you just made me lose $67 million.
6, 7.
Get out!
Yeah.
Well, at least these glasses look cool.
Hey, Mom said you...
You wearing them. Dumb Jones on your face
need
for
to
sure.
wash the dishes.
He's lying. Mom told him to do the dishes 20 seconds ago.
Wait, how did you know?
You're so cooked. Hey, Stacy,
Oh,
we
they're
still
truth
good
glasses?
for our date tonight?
I'm so sorry, but it turns out I'm busy.
She's cheating on you. Would I want glasses that tell me the truth all the time? I wouldn't need them because everybody around me so thorough. For you talking about. I don't need no glasses that tell the truth because my dogs tell the truth. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? I don't got no liars around me. No cap.
You know what? I don't even care. I'm over it.
Wait, stop. It's not like that.
Wow, these glasses are really powerful.
Hey, I'm gonna go buy some milk. I'll be back in a bit.
Didn't Mom buy milk yesterday?
Heh, well, you know me. You can never have too much milk.
Yeah, that's obvious. Let's see what he's really doing.
He's not coming back, bro.
67 million.
He's not coming back. He might come back with milk. Not the milk you thinking, bro. The milk will not be your mother, gang. That's tough, bro. Seeing a black bear. Isn't it black the one that's like, you feel me? Hold on, sorry, my fault. I didn't even watch it, but my fault. Had me vibing real quick. Blind, ultra blind Pro Max. Yo, that's hilarious. Nah, Dora Dead used to get me dumb tight though. Like as a kid, I know it just sounds like I'm talking to talk. Bro, as a kid, Dora used to get me dumb hot. Dumb hot. Cause you find the thing, I'm like, bro, I'm like, it's been behind you for about 15 seconds and you still asking me. I told you the fox is right there in the bush trying to swipe you right now. I see him. I see where he went. And I told you 5 times it's been 20 seconds. And she'll still be there she'll still be there asking you where it is. That's why me personally, I'm a go Diego go. Feel me? I'm a go Diego go till I die.
So what's my superpower today? I can't feel pain? Well, that's...
I already can't feel pain. I already can't feel nothing. I mean, after what she did to me, I'd be surprised if I ever feel again. Some people call it a superpower, others call it a blessing, and I call it a curse. And, you know, though I may not feel nothing, I know one thing for sure. I wouldn't want anybody else to feel that. And I'll bear this burden if that means nobody else had to go through what I went through, you know, and that's just what it is. That's what it is. And it comes from my heart. Come on, bro. Give me my Grammy, bro. Give me my Grammy, bro.
Sucks. Oh, hey, Mom. Ooh, coffee.
That was still boiling. How are you not screaming in pain right
What's
now?
a father?
I don't know. I guess I have a useful superpower or something.
Well, okay, but be careful at school today.
Oh, Mom, you don't have to worry about me. I'll be fine.
Bro, be careful. David's picking a fight with everyone
He
today.
just turned into Deadpool,
David's
basically.
weak.
Oh, you think I'm weak? I'm gonna hit you where it hurts.
Ooh. Is that all you got?
Huh? How are you not in pain right now?
You need to work out more.
What?
Oh, hey, Stacy.
Josh, I'm breaking up with you.
See, you saying all that till you get switched down. You can't feel pain. Don't mean the pain not happening. You cannot do that in certain schools, gang.
And to make this even worse, I'm going out with your dad.
Wow.
Seriously? You don't care?
Call the cops. What is it? What? Yo.
No. Fine. Go be happy or whatever.
Huh? So what's my superpower today?
Insane. Hold on. Wait. Good. We got it. Thank goodness. I'm gonna look back at that later. Next card decline. This was actually funny. That's my favorite one so far. Ew. Han A-B. I'm leaving this. Yo, Steven. When your friend has to take one for the team.
I'm scared. It's gonna be okay, Timmy. Just play dead and don't make any noise.
Everybody get down, or else I'm gonna shoot you. Yo, bro. I think they already did. Yeah, bro. I think you're right.
Oh yeah, this has always been the meta. Yeah, this has always been the meta if I've ever been in that type of environment. Let's say I can't get out, bro, I'm gonna just play dead, maybe rub some, like, and somebody like had RIP next to me, I'll probably take some of they, like, you know what I'm saying, rub it on my shoulder a little bit, maybe on my neck, lie there, and then once they get close, if they know I'm alive, I just fight my way out that jump. But I really feel like I can survive like that, though.
Wait, ain't that Timmy right there on the floor? Oh, it is, bro. He had the thickest ass in the whole school. Yeah, damn. Yo, bro, just in case, you're gonna have to clap his cheeks aggressively. Just to make sure, you know? Cause, like, you never know. And if he makes any noise, everyone here dies. Bro, you don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah. Nah. Nah, man. Right.
Xereca Mac, a novinha se amarra, mas já don't xereca Mac.
Whoa, imagine.
Xereca Mac, a novinha se
I can't believe my best friend slept with my wife. Jeannie, I heard what you said earlier, and I don't want you to make any dumb decisions. So, I'm gonna give you 3 wishes.
Okay.
But whatever you wish for, your
one
friend
wish.
gets 100 times over. Damn! Okay, fine. I wish for $1 million. Done. And now your friend has $100 million. What? Well, then I wish for a private island signed to my name. Okay, but now your friend has 100 private islands signed to his name. No!
I'm not mad at that. Dang, why? Yo, if my homie piped my girl, then my girl and my homie were both going, bro. I'm not caring, bro. Then I never know about them ever again, and I get $1 million? What? You telling me I lose 2 fake people in my life and I gain $1 million? Bro, that's a win-win situation. Why you worry about other people?
All right, then. I wish to have just a teeny tiny heart attack. Are you sure you want to? I can't believe
that is actually crazy. So you wish 100 teeny heart attacks on somebody is insane. I'm not gonna lie.
Run to me, confess your will, at least just say confess.
You know, I've never been a throw something when I get mad person. I just never understood it. Like, I'm genuinely, me, like, doesn't make me feel better. Like, I really don't get it. And I'm not saying it to be different, and shout out to the people who do. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But literally, the concept in my head doesn't register for what it does. It just doesn't make me feel any better. I don't know. Like, that would never make me feel better if I punch my TV. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you click on this video right here. I promise you'll also enjoy it just as much. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a fantastic day. Goodbye. Peace. Sometimes you just got to know when to end the video. Sometimes you just got to know when to end the video. All right, what do I have left? I did that one. I have that one. I did that one. Is it this one? Oh, yeah. That'll be a good one. Okay. And I think it's not long.
Yeah, you know, police say they now consider the singer
We have been covering this topic for so long now, and I know we're still not anywhere close to the end, unfortunately, but today we do dive deeper into the world of David with this new update. The new David developments change everything by Blackie Speaks. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Stanley Live. Let go. All right, and then let me fix my camera. Boom, 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 boom. Okay.
a suspect in her death. You know, police say they now consider the singer a suspect in her death and say they have better information about when she may have died.
Wow.
Now, the new David, spelled D4VD, developments change everything. And I don't say that lightly, because according to sources with direct knowledge of the investigation, this case has now gone to a much deeper place than where it started. We first talked about the David story, spelled D4VD, back on September 10th, when all we had were headlines, confusion, and a...
This is great. Shout out the person who's doing the commentary. Blackie Speaks, very culturally relevant. Why is he saying D4VD after every time he says David? We see it. We see it.
Breaking news alert about a body found inside an impounded...
We are watching the new David development changes everything.
Tesla. Back then, nobody...
It's AI, is it?
Nobody obviously understood the timeline. Nobody knew who the victim was, and the entire situation felt like one giant question mark, especially because the name tied to that car belonged to a popular young singer nobody expected to see connected to something like this. Since then, a lot has been said, a lot has been assumed, and this has become one of the most confusing and emotionally charged stories I've personally covered on this channel, that's for sure. And of course, it involves a 14-year-old girl.
It's gut-wrenching. I don't even know if they've had her service yet. I haven't heard anything about how that's going.
Lost her life.
Dang, bro, it does suck that this is such an ongoing problem still.
Which makes the story even heavier to talk about. Now, my last video on this case, a little over 3 weeks ago, I told you that I'd keep you updated the moment anything significant developed. And today I'm here to deliver that promise. My goal with this video is to explain why these new details are so significant and how they completely shift the timeline and direction of this investigation. So, let's get into it.
Okay,
now, the first major thing we're going to talk about is that David has now been identified by investigators as a suspect in this case. And here's the thing,
finally! Oh my gosh! Bro, holy! I remember the last video that I was watching. I remember the last video I was watching. And they were dancing around the idea of just having him as a suspect. A suspect. Not even somebody that's convicted. Not even nothing like that. A suspect. Meaning they had such a long time before they were like, okay, we'll consider you. That was crazy. Finally, bro. That took way too long.
Official stamp. Because they do need probable cause with the help of all the evidence in order to do that on the record. And that's not the case, at least as of right now. So this does not mean that they have enough on David as of today to make an arrest. That's not where things are yet. But it does mean that detectives no longer see him as just someone connected to the car or a person they might want to question later. David is now considered a suspect, and this is pretty major. Up until now, most of the noise around this story came from commentators, journalists, and the internet trying to make sense of what happened. But when that confirmation comes from inside the investigation itself, that's very different, that carries weight.
Right.
So what does that actually mean? It means investigators are no longer treating him as someone who just happens to be tied to a vehicle where the body was found. Yes, the Tesla was registered to David the whole time, but that alone doesn't automatically make someone a suspect. And in David's situation,
which is crazy because I don't know how, but I get it a little bit, but I really feel it would make you a suspect with reasonable doubt is what I think. And I feel like now he's just a suspect holistically.
Detail becomes even more complicated because with the level he was operating at, the management.
However, I think he is involved in her death. I'm not gonna lie, I actually don't know. Either way that goes, it could be he did it and it could be he didn't but was involved, like hiding or something. But I did, in the last video that I watched, I did have a recent suspicion of how involved the mother was with it, in the sense of, this is my like super duper wrong analysis. This is not truth. Nothing about this is factual. This is my understanding of a hypothesis that I formed on my own. So don't sue me. But I was like, you know, in some thinking of things and how interactive this whole situation has been, I was like, Shorty came from a toxic home. The mom was a bad person. David paid off people so that he could be in this relationship with this woman, presumably. And because of that, I started thinking, what if the mom and David had a relationship to where he and her interacted in terms of like paying off so that David could see the mom's daughter, Celeste. And then it led me to, what if something toxic happened within their household, Celeste and the mom, and then the lady turned to David and was like, yo, hide this, or I'm gonna tell people about you and Celeste and that your relationship was that of one where the shorty was underage. And David being like, I don't want to lose my career over me dating a child, he ended up like freaking hiding the body of the abusive mom, and now is being pinned on him and not the mom. Is a crazy theory that I thought of that I am not like 100% on, but I could definitely see if that happened. I'm not gonna lie, because one thing is for sure, her home was horrible, and it seemed to be something where the mom knew she had a boyfriend named David in the first place. So, you know, it could have been a bit of a blackmailing.
Team around him, the people coming in and out of the places he stayed. We know that there were multiple individuals who potentially had access to his cars, his properties, and his general belongings. So investigators had to look deeper. People lend cars out, people borrow things, people come and go, and detectives obviously know that. They needed more than a registration to take the next step. Now, it does not mean that they've reached a conclusion. It does not mean he's guilty, and it does not mean an arrest is guaranteed or around the corner. But it does mean the investigation has now moved into a different phase. And according to sources with direct knowledge of the case, this wasn't something that happened overnight. Detectives have been working quietly behind the scenes for weeks, interviewing people close to the situation, cross-checking timelines, examining digital information, reviewing physical evidence, and this is the point where they felt like they had enough to place him in that category. And when you look back at how this entire story began, a body discovered inside the front trunk of a Tesla registered to him, this suspect classification becomes one of the most serious developments we've seen since the very beginning. This is the moment where the tone of the investigation shifts. This is when the pressure...
His team lied about him being cooperative with the police at the beginning too. See, all of that is suspect, man.
...increases. And this is when detectives begin focusing in a lot more than before.
That happened months before her remains were found in the trunk of that Tesla on September 8th. And now the source also tells us that pop singer David is being considered a suspect in her death.
Now, connected to the suspect status, there's another major development investigators are focused on right now. Two separate law enforcement sources have told reporters that detectives do not believe this was a one-person job. According to those sources, investigators think a second individual was involved in the effort to dispose of...
And that's kind of what Cutiful was saying earlier, where there's some speculation about somebody being hired to take her out intentionally. It's so much ways that all of this could go, bro. It's heartbreaking.
Celeste's body during the months before she was found inside that Tesla. One source even said, confidently, that investigators believe that more than one person was involved in the handling of the teen's body in the months before her remains were found in that Tesla, according to 2 law enforcement sources familiar with the inquiry. So the fact that law enforcement sources are speaking that boldly is pretty crazy to me. So now the focus isn't just on what happened, it's on who else might have played a role in this thing. Who is this other person? A friend, someone in a circle maybe, or someone the public doesn't even know exists? As of right now, we don't have those answers yet, but when detectives believe a second person was involved, that tells you this wasn't one terrible moment or one impulsive decision. It suggests planning. It suggests coordination. It suggests someone else out there is holding secrets and staying quiet, at least for now. Because based on some things that we're going to talk about later on in the video, there are witnesses and even informants already cooperating with police behind the scenes. And this is according to law enforcement sources. So it's only a matter of time before those pieces connect. Now we're left with some heavy questions. How far does this thing actually extend? Who helped and why?
We're probably not going to figure it out into next year. Like, I'm talking about, like, it's probably going to extend so far, but by the time that the answers come out, the dust is almost going to settle in a way. That's what I'm speculating.
If investigators are right about what they're claiming, this case goes way deeper than anyone imagined when the first headlines hit. And the thing about investigations like this is once detectives have that story lined up, once they connect, the digital evidence, the timelines and the, witness statements, right? That's when everything can come crashing down very fast. Now, on top of that, there's another major development investigators revealed. It's now been confirmed that David is not cooperating with law enforcement. When this story first broke back in September, every early report, every headline painted the picture that he was in fact cooperating. And to be fair, it was extremely early in the process.
Where detectives did that come from, though? I think I've seen somebody in my chat say that it was coming from his team. But how does that even work to the news headlines?
Discover the body. They were still identifying the remains, and everyone was simply trying to figure out what had happened. And that was, at the end of the day, the information that was being revealed. So the story was that he had spoken with investigators in some capacity, and he was in fact cooperating. But now we're learning that this is not the case as of right now. According to a LAPD source with direct knowledge of the investigation, the same source who confirmed that he was a suspect, David has not been cooperating with detectives. This information was directly reported to NBC4 Investigates, and this completely shifts the tone of things, right? Because when someone stops cooperating, especially in a case as serious as this, it impacts how investigators move forward, how they gather information, and how they interpret the timeline. It doesn't automatically mean wrongdoing. It doesn't confirm guilt. I want to make that very clear.
But this is somebody that you cared about, and she ended up murdered in the back of your car. You would, I assume, want to be as helpful as possible in getting her justice. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a crazy thing to ask for.
But in the eyes of the investigators, non-cooperation from someone who is now officially labeled a suspect, that is very significant. And typically when someone steps back from cooperating with investigators, they start viewing that person differently, okay? It's very natural. Because in most cases, if someone is purely, let's say, a witness, they're willing to talk. In most cases, not all cases, but in a lot of cases, if they're just a witness, they're going to speak up, right? But in this case, when cooperation stops, detectives have to consider the possibility that the individual may be connected to the situation in a deeper way, which of course, we know that David was connected to this in some type of way the whole time.
Absolutely.
Now, here's what we don't know, okay? We don't know when David stopped cooperating. People stop cooperating for all kinds of reasons. Let's make that clear, okay? Sometimes it's legal advice. Sometimes it's fear of saying the wrong thing. Sometimes it's pressure, confusion, or simply not wanting to be involved any further. And let's be honest, a lot of people don't fully trust law enforcement in general. Even if you're completely innocent, if the police starts asking you questions, your guard is going to go up. That's human nature. I mean, I know for me personally, if officers approach me in a situation where I, let's say, didn't see anything, didn't know anything about whatever it was that they were talking about, I'd be very cautious too, okay? And a lot of people can definitely relate to that. And another thing to keep in mind is the reality of the music industry. When an artist reaches a certain level, there are a lot of people financially tied to their career. Labels, management, teams, partners. So in situations like this, there's often a lot of legal guidance, a lot of caution, and a lot of protection around what the artist says or doesn't say. That's just how the industry operates. But here's where things take a much stranger turn, because according to investigators, Celeste's death didn't happen anywhere near September. It likely happened months earlier in the spring, and that detail changes everything. According to a law enforcement source who spoke to the LA Times, Celeste may have been dead for months, likely dating all the way back to the spring before her remains were finally discovered in September. And if that's true, I mean, think about what that means. It means there's a massive gap in the timeline that nobody published.
That means that it's, why is he holding a candle? That's odd. That means that that made me lose my whole train of thought. Yo, I imagine that it means that it's way harder for them to track what happened to her body because so much time has passed and she like basically started decomposing.
Knew about. So that in itself raises a whole new set of questions. Where was Celeste during all those months after she disappeared? Who was she around? And how did nobody notice something was terribly wrong?
The mom, bro. I'm telling you, how do you not notice your child's gone for months on end?
For that long. Now, yes, she had run away from home multiple times. We know that, which might explain why her absence didn't immediately set off anyone's alarm bells, right? But that's a heartbreaking conversation on its own that we're not going to go into right now. This spring timeline is one of the biggest twists in the entire investigation because it forces everyone, detectives included, to rethink how this happened. Now let's also address something important. A few days ago, multiple outlets, including Rolling Stone and TMZ, reported that Celeste's body may have been refrigerated or even frozen before being placed inside that Tesla. You might have heard about this news, and the reports said that investigators were apparently exploring that freezing theory and that outside forensic experts were being brought in to help understand the condition of the remains. But now we have an official update, and that information has actually been refuted by law enforcement. And LAPD Scott Williams told reporters that the body was not frozen despite what a lot of media outlets had been saying. The LAPD also put up the following statement saying this: the Los Angeles Police Department is aware of the recent stories posted by various media outlets about the David Celeste Rivas investigation and would like to dispel some misinformation contained in their reporting. The body of Celeste Rivas was not frozen when it was discovered on September 8, 2025. She had not been decapitated. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because the freezing theory actually ended up going viral. A lot of people saw it, a lot of people repeated it, and for a lot of folks, it became part of what they thought was the truth about this case. And this is why I want you to be very careful about trusting every single detail you see online about the situation and the story. Guys, there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of assumptions, and a lot of headlines that don't really match what investigators are actually saying. And I'm not saying that I'm above ever getting something wrong either. I'm human, and if I make a mistake and new information comes out that proves it, I'm always going to come back, point it out, and correct it in front of you, because that's the only way to cover a story like this. It's just the right thing to do. And also, I'm not trying to bullshit you. You get what I'm saying? I have enough respect for you to the point where I'm not going to sit here and lie and make stuff up, and then when I'm wrong, I'm not going to acknowledge it. That's just not how I do things, okay? Now, there's another lead detectives are said to be reviewing, and it points to a location about a 2-hour drive outside of Los Angeles. Wow. David's alleged secret trip to Santa Barbara. According to TMZ, who cites
there's secret trips now? Holy!
A source with knowledge of the investigation. A critical part of the case involves a mysterious trip David allegedly took to a remote area of Santa Barbara County in the middle of the night. Now, I do want to point this out. TMZ uses the phrase last spring, while NBC states in the spring of 2025. So there's a bit of a wording conflict in how different sources describe the timeline. That's something investigators will ultimately clarify as they piece everything together. Personally, I'm going with spring 2025 though, because that's what we know, okay? But that's beside the point. If detectives believe the death occurred in the spring of 2025, which obviously that would make sense, then any unexplained late-night travel to remote areas during that same period becomes something they have to look at closely. Does this trip overlap with the window when Celeste disappeared? We don't know the answers to those questions yet, obviously. We don't know what, if anything, investigators found in that area, and we don't know whether this moment ends up being a crucial part of the timeline or just a coincidence that happened during that same period, allegedly. But what we do know is this: investigators are aware of this trip, allegedly, and it's something that detectives are currently reviewing as they try to understand what really happened. And while all this was unfolding, something unusual.
Blackie Speeds makes me uncomfortable. he makes me a little uncomfortable.
Happened online. As I was going through the public records like I always do when I cover cases like this, I noticed that the information on the medical examiner's website had actually been completely removed. So there's absolutely no information that you can find about it on the medical examiner's website. Up until this point, no one knew why that happened, but After digging further and reviewing new reports and court filings, now we finally have the answer, and this is the truth about that. The LAPD went to a judge and successfully got a court order to seal everything about this, about this case right here, and specifically in relation to Celeste's autopsy. And when I say everything, I mean everything: cause of death, manner of death, autopsy results, physical evidence, the entire findings, completely locked away, at least for now. And the reasoning here gets even more intense. The detective behind this request, Detective Joshua Byers, a veteran from the Elite Robbery Homicide Division, he told the court that releasing these details could jeopardize the investigation, not just by showing what police already know, but by revealing witnesses and informants, interesting, who are actively helping detectives. Meaning there are people talking, there are people cooperating, and police believe their safety could be at risk if the truth comes out too early. So what looked like a random website update was actually law enforcement tightening their grip on the case. And the judge, his name is Craig Richmond, he agreed. He granted LAPD's request, sealing the entire file. The medical examiner's office literally had to stop releasing information to the public, every detail locked behind legal protection. Now, here's where it gets interesting, okay? Even the chief medical examiner himself, Dr. Ode Ukpu, who by the way is the first African American to ever lead that office since it was created back in 1850, he publicly pushed back against this decision, and this is what he said. The practice of security holds is virtually unheard of in other counties and has not been proven to improve outcomes in the legal system. We are dedicated to serving our community with full transparency. However, the law precludes us from doing so while the court order remains in this case. And he actually denied LAPD's first attempt back in September 15th, about a week after this entire thing came out, right? Saying they didn't provide enough justification. But now that justification has arrived and that hold is officially in place. And the LAPD, they're not really denying any of this, right? A captain from the department explained why, and this is what he said. Detectives need to receive the information before the public does, so nothing leaks that could compromise what they're building behind the scenes. Now, when police is fighting this hard to control information, it usually means they're closing in on something or someone they don't want to
like
be
they
tipped
have
off
an
too early, right? And that brings us to another revelation. In these very same court filings, for the first time ever, LAPD officially described this as an investigation into murder. Now, sure, we all assumed that from the beginning. I mean, a 14-year-old little girl found dismembered in a truck, in the front of a trunk, I should say. Of course, that's murder, like somebody did that to her, right? But this is the first time law enforcement themselves have put that exact word into the record, right? So they're not just describing this as a tragic death, and it's not an accidental situation or anything like that. It's officially a murder investigation. I think these developments are significant because of what they really communicate. This isn't just police gathering information anymore. This isn't a wait and see situation, that there are people they're actively building a case around and against, and that releasing the wrong detail to the public too soon could jeopardize everything they've been putting together in silence. The LAPD didn't go to court unless they felt they were protecting more than just paperwork. They're protecting their strategy, they're protecting witnesses, they're protecting whatever evidence they've already connected to someone or more than one person. So you can feel the tone of this entire investigation shifting. I mean, they're definitely turning up the heat right now. And you can see that through their actions. This is a serious, targeted pursuit of accountability. And on the conversation of accountability, the LAPD deputy who's overseeing the investigators working on this case, he actually said, and I quote, "Accountability is coming. Our robbery homicide detectives have been working and not waiting for that decision by the medical examiner.
It does make me feel better that they are getting super close to like a final decision.
This is for Celeste Rivas." And then he said the following: "No one is off the table, including him." He's talking about David.
Yep.
So that is one of the strongest public signals we've heard so far in this case.
By the way, like David is still posting. He still has the outposting everywhere, so he still makes money. Wow. Auto posting everywhere. Wow. That is crazy in this time that he's still finding support from people.
Confident in
I do genuinely believe in innocent until proven guilty. I really do. So I get it to that degree, but at the same time, I do believe in discretion. You know what I'm saying? I do believe in taking a step back and understanding that some situations look so crazy that it deserves a moment of freezing, like a moment of time to itself until like something is clear cut and said, because it is too insane of information to pick a side on right now. It's just like, it's wild.
This. So now the tone from investigators isn't we're figuring things out. It's justice is coming. Someone will be held responsible. And anyone tied to this in any way is being looked at including David himself. And through all of this, guys, it's very important to remember the heart of this entire case. A 14-year-old girl lost her life. A child should have had years ahead of her. Laughter, memories, dreams, growth, all of it. Sometimes these stories get so big, so complicated,
that you
so
lose the fact that this is the point.
Shocking that people forget there's a real family behind all of this. There's a real life that was lost. A family that wakes up every day without their daughter. A family that didn't get a chance to say goodbye. It's a real tragedy. And honestly, I wish things could have been different for Celeste. Nobody deserves an ending like this, especially not a child. Okay, I wish we lived in a world where kids were protected, where they were safe at all times, and where stories like this didn't have to exist.
Amen.
However complicated this investigation becomes, however many updates come out, one thing cannot get lost. Celeste mattered. Her life mattered. And that should always stay at the center of this conversation, okay?
Absolutely.
And I promise you, I will make sure it does. If you find
That's fire. I agree wholeheartedly. I don't want it to get away from the root of what this is, and that is a murder of a young woman who has so much life ahead of her. If you guys have any more information, drop down below. I'm sorry I didn't speak much, but I really just wanted to let the information speak for itself, because as you know, I've covered this so many times, so there's only so much I can say, but I would be remiss if I didn't hop on here and watch it with you guys. So if you guys enjoyed the video, click this video right here. I guarantee you enjoyed that one, and I probably talked in it way more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. With that being said, goodbye. Peace. All right, chat. W streamer need edits. Appreciate the need tits. Okay, that's his name. I thought it was need edits. Right. Appreciate the first time chat. All right, chat. That's it for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow on SXY and on stream. Hopefully tomorrow I'm back to this early time. I woke up early today. The sleeping schedule should be back on track, so we should be good. And I don't have any announcements for you guys. I love you guys. Have a great day. Make sure you eat, drink water, be healthy. Tell someone you love them. Let's go a pet today. Let's go a pet. Tell your pet you love them. Just tell your pet you love them. If you don't got a pet, look at a bird and be like, you know what, bruh? I love you for keeping our ecosystem going. Just show some love to something today. You know what I'm saying? They don't got to hear it. It's just within your heart. Let them know. But with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Have a good one. Love y'all. Peace.